Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Operations and Supply Chain Management. Guys, do you have a dream car? I think most of you do. And I may or may not have hinted this in the classroom, but my dream car is not those fancy Lamborghinis or Bugattis or anything like that. My dream car is actually a Ford F-150 truck, pickup truck. Now, I had the option of choosing a truck when I first got to the United States in 2015 for this program, and I ended up, unsurprisingly, buying a Toyota Camry. It was either going to be a Toyota Camry or a Honda Civic because it's the typical boring choice of a graduate student that doesn't have a lot of money. And quickly though, that was the getting a car instead of a pickup truck was my wife's preference, so I followed that. However, as soon as she landed in Rhode Island and started living here, within the first 3 months, my wife said, if we're ever getting a second car, it had better be a pickup truck. Now, there were, after that, multiple instances where we needed the hauling power, the capacity of the of a pickup truck for, hauling stuff. And we ended up renting a pickup truck once from U-Haul to get a secondhand sofa from Cambridge, Massachusetts. And until now, we just have this one Camry, and we still think that our second car, whenever that is, purchase will be a pickup truck, preferably a Ford F-150. Now, when I was actually making the decision of choosing a car, the fixed costs associated with getting a F-150 was way higher for me than a Toyota Camry, meaning that there's a lot more taxes to pay. So regardless of how much I run the car or truck, the cost was way higher in a F-150. Now, my use of the car was predominantly commute that was within a 30-mile radius. So the Toyota Camry had a higher appeal, that is true, aside from the emotional preferences. Guys, moving on, we have the expected value formula here. Now, I think it looks an awful lot similar to something that we've already covered. Right, the value index formula looks exactly the same as expected value. Now, the difference is the elements in the expected value are probability and financial result that are being multiplied. Okay, so those two elements consist or construct the expected value. The expected value analysis is done in a decision tree. Okay, so read the examples carefully to understand those, and then we can use the break-even analysis, which is fixed costs over revenue per unit minus variable cost per unit. You can find the formula in the textbook. Now, further moving on, learning curves. Now, we have already covered that productivity is outputs over inputs, right? Now, for instance, I have been making this series of videos for about a month and a half now, right? Since the start of this semester. At first, the whole recording, voiceover, choosing the memes and images, and editing took way more time than the actual recording itself. Now that I've made 13 videos, I am a little bit better. Now, what I hope to achieve is by 30 videos that my videos will be simpler, more impactful, more contentful, and the editing should be far faster, far quickly done. Now, this concept of the productivity actually improving over time is embedded in the learning curve theory. Okay, so we use the statistical chart on table 6.4, the selected values here for different learning curves. So we can assume different percentage of learning with 70%, 75, 80, 85, all the way to 90% to statistically predict how the productivity will improve over time. So those are the capacity alternatives decision-making tools in a quantitative way. I'm sorry about the baby crying, but let me just go on. Now, as I have mentioned multiple times inside the classroom, any decision that an organization has to make is essentially a human decision. So an organization cannot make decisions solely based on quantitative measures. It's the organizational culture, the managerial control that is desired plays a role, flexibility, the different strategies may have different implications on their capacity alternatives. So we still have to involve ourselves around those elements in order to make good, sound decisions in this area. Okay? So guys, I will see you in the classroom. Happy reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.